Holy hackaroonies. Hi, guys. Hello. If you have been on the website, you probably have already seen that it's 3 for free day today. Nothing new is launched. We have so much new stuff on the website. It's almost overwhelming. So there's nothing new today going up on the website, except for the 3 for frees. Those are up there. They're up there. So if you've never joined us on a 3 for free day, what this means is if you spend $35 on an order, you can add a 3 for free with 35. It's a $35 day. 3 for free with $35. It just is a freebie because you're shopping already, going through all the new stuff, picking up what you need for the weekend and getting ready for the holidays and all your crafts and all your stocking stuffers you're going to be making and goodies you're going to be making. So it is 3 for free day because there's so much stuff on the website. We know you all are going to be shopping and getting your orders in. And then, so we were like, let's just put up a little bonus. So 3 for frees are up on the website. For every $35 that you spend, you can add one. It's not just one per person. It's one per $35 that you spend. So there's a bunch of them up there. So have fun. Go get your goodies. Per usual, I'm exhausted. But I'm good. We're good. We're better than yesterday. Sorry. I think the teens from the homeless teen shelter are coming on Monday. How fun is that? So I'm talking to Tanya, who runs the facility. She's going to be coming out on Monday. And so I was asking her about the kids, and I said, can I get a list of the name of the kids, their ages, and what their wish list is? So, because we're starting to work on their Christmas this year already. And so she's like, oh, yes, I can get that for you. Can they actually come with me? And I was like, yep. And so what I'm going to do is we have a ton of sublimation stuff. I'm going to have a bunch of sublimation stuff out there and show them how to wrap and then we'll sublimate a tumbler for them so they can have their own custom tumbler. So it'll be a fun day. They'll be here at like 11 is what she's saying. So that'll be fun. I don't know how many kids she's bringing on. That's all she said. She's like, can I bring them with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll get my heat press, my tumbler press going. We'll get a bunch of 20-ounce Hydro Sports out ready for them. I know they loved doing it with the t-shirts. So I'm probably going to do a bunch of prints, get a bunch of fun prints for them and get it all set up and have Morgan print them on Monday morning and they can just select from the prints. So yeah. So like 10 battle boxes went up on the website today on the slide, not on the slide. Alyssa announced it, but they were gone in minutes. So if you grabbed one, you got real lucky. The last time I looked, if you got a battle box, there was only 2 of these Craft Addicts mixes left. I don't even know if they're excited because she literally just texted this to me like 30 minutes ago. So the Craft Addicts mix that's in the battle box, we had some leftover, like overstock of it. Was up on the website. There's only 2 left, so grab that. Cat Meow, it's sold out. Bumblebee, it's sold out. There are 16 sets. We're going to work with these rhinestones today. This is the Cozy Plaid set. It comes with silver, black, red, and white. They are separated by color. So if you wanted to, because the cup is ready. Look how beautiful she is. This is frost on a black. This is a tumbler spray painted black. And then we put a little bit of frost in the epoxy. We just took snowflakes that had been cut on vinyl and put them on the tumbler. And we're going to use that. I'm going to actually do the white rhinestones and I'm going to rhinestone the snowflakes. And then I'm going to rhinestone the bottom and just like ombre it up. So it'll have like a rhinestone bottom and ombre up here. So we're going to do that today. But there's only 16 sets of this left. We actually sold out of it. And the girls got it all bag tagged and there was a little bit left. So they bagged the little dregs that we had left. And there were 16 full sets left. So there was like 25 for 36 sets was originally when we relaunched it, but there's only 16 sets of these left. Well, the last time I looked today, there were 16 sets of these. Okay. So these are up. So yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go live when the teens are here. I don't know if this is the older set of teens that are in the program. It's still the Homeless Teen Center, but it's the ones that are like permanent residents of the homeless shelter. And they're older and they're starting to teach them like how they have to like have jobs and balance a bank book and, basically teaching them life skills so that they're ready for when they age out of the foster program. So I don't know. I was allowed to take pictures with them last time. I never asked if I could put them on social media. I always thought it was a no. Do we post to the United Kingdom? We sure do. It will give you, when you go to check out, Jacqueline, it will tell you your exact shipping, duties, taxes, and everything. So just go through the checkout process and it will tell you exactly what it costs. You will know. You will know. All right. So we got a lot of things, but we also have this cup. This is the cup that we used Jinx on. This is the, this was a full sheet of instant transfer that we put on the tumbler. We have a bunch of fun Christmas instant transfer full sheets. If you type in instant transfer full sheet, no problem, Jacqueline. And then today, Jacqueline, if you are ordering today, there's some freebies. Always add, my body's acting like I haven't been drinking tons of water today, and I've already had like 40 ounces. There's 3 for free with 35. So for every $35 that you spend, you can add a 3 for free to your order. It's just 3 little goodies, the mystery goodies that we throw in for free. Just because. It's a just because. So if you're shopping, add your 3 for frees and add your free test water slides. Okay. So let's jump in. I feel like I got a lot. Oh, and then this is the wine glass from the dollar store that we added the instant transfer, because I'm showing you guys that you don't have to, with instant transfers, you do not have to epoxy over the top of them. You can put them on a clean glass or smooth surface, and it is a permanent bond. The adhesive in it is a permanent stick. So you can, the adhesive in it is a permanent bond stick. Sorry, there was crease, so I was fixing it. Oops. So the adhesive on the instant transfers. Hello, Miss Pam. Instant transfer is a sticker. It's a rub-on sticker. It's a kind of a combination of both. It's a sticker. We're about to do some, so you're going to see it, Carla. It's basically, this is what it looks like when it comes to you. Okay, and it has a carrier sheet. So you separate the front from the back. And then the part that's white is your sticker. And you're going to push it down on the surface of the tumbler. And then you press it on. Not hard. You don't have to it's not like a scratch and stuff. You literally just have to put some pressure on it so that adhesive sticks to your tumbler. And then you peel the carrier sheet away and it stays on. So it's kind of a combination of a sticker and a press on. Because you got to put it on and rub it down a little bit, add pressure. But you don't have to it's not like crazy. You just got to press it on and then peel the transfer sheet away and then press it to make sure it gets really good on. But we're going to use it. So you're going to see me do it right now. Let's actually do it. Let's do it so Carla can see what we're talking about. We were going to do this first, but we'll do this for Carla. Okay, here we go. This is one that we did. This is jade, I believe. Yes, this is jade. You can see jade is a chameleon. So it's from this angle, I can see it as like an electric aqua blue, and then slightly down, so a little bit more green, and then you get this like pretty pinky, peachy color. But as you shift the cup, so see it from that angle, it's one color. From this angle, it's another color. From that angle, it's another color. That is called chameleon glitter. Okay. This is jade. Okay. So for this tumbler, we have the Forever in My Heart. There's still a few of these left. This is an instant transfer. And then this is from I don't remember what the girls called this collection because they changed the name. I had it called Country Mama. And they changed it to something else. And now all my brain can remember is Country Mama. But this one's sold out, so it doesn't really matter. Here comes those stupid. I drink water and they get those weird hiccup things. This collection is coming back in stock. We've already got it on order. If you don't have jade, you definitely need. Yes, jade, ocean, Grover. There's one more. Sparrow. Sparrow, Jade, Ocean, and Grover are the 4 chameleons that are just like chef's kiss. Oh my God, Carla, these are a game changer. Just go on the website, iwantglitter.com, click in instant transfers. We got grips of them. If you go into today's deals, you're going to see all the ones that like launched in the last couple weeks, but we have tons of them. We do sell out of a lot of them very fast. We do try to restock them in. They are game changers. They're so much fun. So, all right, let's start this so Carla can see. Here we go. All right, so this one, I'm going to do the Forever in Our Hearts. Forever in My Heart on this tumbler. Now, this is like kind of like an in-memory type decal, but it could also be Forever in My Heart, like you're in memory of your puppy, or, you know, like one of your favorite pets that you had when you were a kid and you just want to remember that kid or puppy or animal or whatever. It doesn't, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, when I do my instant transfers, I try to remember to cut the excess away from the outside edge. This is a carrier sheet. The carrier sheet has adhesive on it. The reason the carrier sheet has adhesive on it is to keep that protective backing up against the back. So it has to have some kind of adhesive to it. So this has adhesive on it. It's very, very, very tacky. So to not deal with as much of that and to have less likely of having stickiness on my cup or of it adhering to, if you do not have fully cured epoxy on your tumblers, most likely some of that stickiness from the transfer sheet is going to adhere to your uncured epoxy. And when I say cured epoxy, I mean 72 hours full cure. Not like you can put these on a cup that has only been cured for like 24 hours. But you're going to potentially run a risk there of 2 things. 1, it's sticking and then lifting up and pulling up and your epoxy, or 2, leaving residue, because that epoxy on, like, it taps and it feels hard, but it is not fully cured by the full 72 hours. So on a micro level, it is still like soft and it will bond to the stickiness of these. Okay. So you want to go 72 hours really with your tumblers to be on the ultra safe side. You guys see me do this on tumblers that have cured only overnight all the time. But like I said, I take the risks. I like to take the risks. You guys can see the aftermath of my risks that I take. So I do all the mad science laboratorying for you guys. All right. So I take my little X-Acto knife and I get in there and I get behind it. Now this tumbler technically probably doesn't need another coat of epoxy. I would probably put 1 more coat of epoxy at least on this just to get really good smooth edges along that bottom. You can save the backing. No, instant transfers are not the same as DTF. They are applied exactly the same way, but instant transfers are much, much higher quality. DTF printer. So this is the easiest way that I can explain it. And I know that this doesn't always mean just because it's more expensive, it is better. But the machine that prints a DTF print costs about $7,000 for the high-end one. Okay. The printer that prints our machines is $70,000. It is higher quality image, higher quality, like the clear crystalline, higher quality image, higher quality glue, higher quality printed, higher quality everything. So there is a difference. Because we found an awesome manufacturer, we could never afford a $70,000 printer. We know it's that much because we actually looked into it, because we're like, oh no, that's the printer we would want. And so we started talking to manufacturers. It's insane. So there's just no way that's going to happen. So we have a manufacturer who manufactures all of our decals for us. And because we're buying in bulk of so many decals, they've given us a really, really good deal. We're like, this will be an ongoing relationship. We will be a regular business customer with you guys. So give us a good price. We've been able to price our instant transfers at the same level as a DTF. Because we're just buying so much in such mass, and they're giving us Christine is amazing at doing this stuff and getting good deals. So that you're going to be like, then why is it more expensive? And that's because we're getting a really good deal because of the massive amounts that we're ordering, and we are pushing that good deal forward to you guys. We're not going, I mean, we could charge for the Rolls Royce of stickers and charge an extra $1 a decal. We're not doing that. It's just not how we roll. It's not how I roll. I don't even know how to function like that as a human. So, because we get a good deal, we push it forward to you guys, but it applies exactly the same as a DTF. Okay. And it is a permanent bond. You do not have to epoxy over the top of it. Jane. All right, here we go. So when you are applying a DTF, if you want this to be the final, you're not epoxying over the top of it, you have to be extremely careful to not touch the white part. Because if you touch the white part, it is now defective in a sense where that you've put like skin cells and oils and things on the back of that stick, and is no longer 100% permanent, because you've messed up that sticky a little bit. So you have to be really careful. So when you cut the excess away, make sure you leave yourself some room to still be able to grab the decal on the outside where you're not touching the white part to be able to apply it. If you're putting it under epoxy, that doesn't matter. You can touch it. I still don't recommend touching it, but if you accidentally touch it, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be putting it under epoxy that's going to hold it down permanently anyway. But if you're saying, like for this wine glass, we made sure the wine glass was very clean, and I made sure I did not touch the white at all, because I am not going to epoxy over this top of this wine glass. I'm only going to epoxy the stem. Okay. So that decal will not be epoxied over. Okay. So this decal is going to get placed at an angle on here, because I kind of want to wrap around the cup at an angle. So then I take it, and I always, for all my decals, I press down in the middle, and I go one direction at a time. So I'm going to go down this way, and so you just want to rub it just enough so it makes contact with the cup, and rub it just enough so it makes contact with the cup. But we don't have to get crazy or anything. Just let it touch. Okay. And then you want to take that transfer sheet and lift it away. I always have to use an X-Acto knife because my fingernails are terrible. I can't, they do not function. Okay. And then you just take that transfer sheet, sorry. Take that transfer sheet and peel it away. So some of the little tiny details along the edges I didn't rub down, so I just went over the main parts, so the little tiny ones want to stick. Peel away. Peel away. Just like that. Okay. So this is what an instant transfer looks like on a tumbler. It is opaque. It is not translucent like a water slide. Okay. And this is a permanent bond. So now if I was like, I'm not going to be epoxying over this, I would go back through and I would press down on it very well, just one more time to make sure I have really good contact and it's stuck down really well. If you have tried to peel up an instant transfer, you know what I'm talking about, because this stuff, the bond of glue on these decals is very intense. Okay. Yes, you could use the hand drill to put a little tiny hole in the bottle box lid. Yes. So if you're going to try to drill a hole, Cindy's talking about the battle box. It's got the dome lid to do like the snow globe. Yes, you can drill a little hole in it. You do not want to press. Don't go real hard. Do it very gently, slow and steady. And if you're going with like a really small gauge, you don't have to worry. But if you want a big hole, start small and then work your way up. Don't just grind in and do a big hole, because you will crack. You want to do a starter hole and then slowly gore it out, pour it out, gore it out. But don't put pressure. Don't like, it's because I would use my hand drill, but I would just barely rest it up against it and then go real slow and just let it slowly work its way through. If you try to go fast, it's going to crack. Yeah, when you get the cracking, is because you're trying to do too big of a hole into the plastic, or like right away without doing a pre-drill hole, or you're going too fast and putting too much pressure. Hi guys. All right, so this is Jade glitter. And then this is for, I don't know what the girls called this thing. But it's sold out. It's coming back. I called it Country Mama, but okay. So that's how you apply an instant transfer. And that's what it looks like on a cup. We have a ton of them on the website. Okay. We have a ton of them on the website. So go to the website, iwantglitter.com. You can either use a search option, put instant transfers, or you can go to all products and scroll over until you see, and like, whoop, until you see where it says instant transfer. We actually have a category, instant transfers. Click instant transfer and all of them will pop up. We have full sheets, we have bundles, we have packages of them, we have individuals, we have little minis. These are the little mini bundles, the little mini guys. These are good for the bottom of your tumblers. Keychains, they're good for little accents. Like if you had one that was just words like this, if you just had the crafting is my therapy, and then you could put like a little flowers all around it. So we have little mini instant transfers. We have full-size instant transfers. We have so many things. Because that's why we also put up 3 for frees. So there's 3 for frees up on the website, 3 for free with 35s. 3 for free is just a little goodie bag of 3 random items from the website inside that little bag that you will get for free. You can add free test water slide today, and you can add 3 for free with every $35 that you purchase. You can add 1. So if you spend $70, you can add 2, and so on and so forth, if that makes sense. You will probably get doubles. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. So then on the other side, I have this beautiful Forever in Our Hearts. I'm going to put this on the other side. So it's going to be like a very fully decorated cup. This guy's going to fit in there just ever so carefully. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, this color. That's why I tell you guys, Dusty Rose and like this is my color. This is my color. Like my soul loves jewel tones and neons and loves all the things because I'm a Gemini, so I can't decide which way to go. But my color for my skin, yeah, it's like a creamy peachy color. Like a pale creamy peach even. Yeah, it's my skin. It goes with my skin tone. I'm also wearing makeup today. Not a lot. I wear very little makeup, but I do have some mascara and some eyeshadow on and stuff today. All right, so cut around the outside edge so I don't have a whole bunch of extra. Okay. Again, 3 for free with 50s. Or why is the air conditioning not on? Hold on. I put it on. Apparently I have to put it below 70. It must be 70 degrees in here because it is freaking hot. Hold on. I can't run. Oh my gosh, I'm such a knucklehead. I accidentally clicked it to heat instead of cool. No wonder it wasn't clicking on. Okay. Okay, yep, instant transfer. Here we go. Forever in my heart. I just felt like this color was a very complimentary color because it's got like the lighter pink that brings out the little lighter pink inside the peonies. And then this one has some of that peachy creamy in it as well, like a little dragonfly and stuff. And so I'm like, it's a very pretty accent color. It's not looking the exact obvious. So this is another instant transfer. This is another new one that launched this week. Forever in My Heart. When you peel an instant transfer away, especially because there's new people watching, you want to peel the backing away from the image. Don't pull the image away from the backing. Pull the backing, hold it, put the image face down and pull the backing up and away. That is how you want to remove it from the backing, because if you try to do it the other way, a lot of the image will stay on the transfer sheet. Okay, I'm carefully holding it here. I'm lining up there, Forever in My Heart. Okay, we're committing. We're going down. Yep, here we go. Okay. So then we're going to press it down in the middle. We're going to press down going out. Okay, going out. And then press down going this way. I didn't have to do my trick where I put the tape from the middle of this guy over because I could see where this guy was and I could see where this guy was. So I knew to line it up. And when I tested with it, I knew that this little leaf needed to go between the butterfly and this feather on this guy. And that would line me up perfectly for over here. They overlap. That is totally fine. So you can overlap your instant transfers. No, this flower one is not available, Pam, but it is on reorder. It'll be here probably by next week. Hopefully it makes it in before Thanksgiving. We're still open on Thanksgiving. Obviously, I won't be live on Thanksgiving, but we're still going to be here. Literally Rose, the website will still be up and stuff, but yeah. Next week live schedule will be a little wonky. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated of when I'll be live because my parents will be here. And as much as I say, oh, Mom, I still got to work, it's very hard for me to work with my mom and dad here because I just freaking love hanging out with my family. So it's really hard. So my days will be spent mostly with my family and my kiddos. And I know you all say do it, do it, do it, but I still do have to do a job. All right. The rad thing about instant transfers is like that leaf, I wasn't paying attention and I accidentally ripped it a little bit, is that they are very forgiving. Like that little guy, the little teeny piece. There's these little tiny birds and my little fingers can't press them very good on these little black birds that are up here. The instant transfers are very, very forgiving. If you tear the instant transfer, don't stress about it as long as you sorry, these little birds are being a stinker. As long as you don't totally remove the paper like that. I don't even know if I can find it. Hold on, let me look for it. So what I did was I was talking to you guys. I was looking up at comments and I didn't see that this feather had lifted up and I accidentally tore it a little bit, but because I hadn't totally removed the backing, I could line it up perfectly, lay it back down, rub it down. And it like you have to look really hard. You can see where I ripped it, but it is almost invisible. It's very different than I feel like printed. Oh no, it's crooked. Not noticeably. It's very, very subtly crooked, but it's crooked. Just a hit. It's okay. It's for my mother-in-law. It's not even my mother-in-law. It's my sister's mother-in-law. Forever in my heart. It goes up a little higher on the R. It's just a little hill. I think she'll love it. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now I'm going to apply a couple of these just to incorporate it around. These are the little minis that come with it. This will be a set that will be relaunched. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's sold out in, I don't even know. I can't even keep track of y'all anymore. It sold out very, very fast. You can't get in the crafting funks because you have so many. Same, girl. I could craft with you every day. I do craft with you guys every day. But I could literally do this all day, every day. Let's be honest. I could actually rhinestone. I love rhinestoning. Rhinestoning and weeding, like those fiddly projects, those tedious little things. I love it. All right, so to tie these roses in over here, I'm going to actually go in and now I was going to put it right there, but I just realized I'd be putting it over the birds. So maybe I don't want to do that. Well, now I have an instant transfer. All diddly doodly. And I was like, oh, I could put one right there, and then I could put one right here. But I would be putting it over those little birds, and they're so stinking cute. Oh, they're hard to see on camera because they're dark. Yeah. So today is 3 for free day. If you spend $35 on the website, there's 2 free things you can add today. There's a free test water slide, cooking ribs. I'm coming over. You get a free test water slide, and you can add a 3 for free with $35. For every $35 that you spend on the website, you can add one for free. Okay. There are a ton of new instant transfers up on the website. There's new little goodies. Oh, the Craft Addicts mix is gone. Somebody just bought all of it. There's only 43 3 for free with 35s left. Just FYI. There's a limited number because I packed them myself, and I'm only one person. So now I have this cute little purple rose, and I don't know what to do with it. I guess I could put it back on the. Let's see if I can figure this out. Put it back on the carrier sheet. Okay, we put it back on the little sheet. If I don't want to do epoxy, I do sublimation. If I don't want sublimation, I have rhinestones. No rhinestones, I have wreaths. None of that sound fun. I can cook or type or do instant transfers. All right, forget it. Okay, this one's technically done. I think I'm going to do a gentle, very gentle buff sand right here along the edge, retape it off, and do one more coat of epoxy just so I get it really nice and smooth for her. So we'll do that. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's do our snowflakes. All right, so for this tumbler, I have white vinyl cutout snowflakes. These are not instant transfers. It's white vinyl. I have the Very Merry Mama, and then I have the 3 poinsettia no-me's. The cup is going to be very well loved. Oh, she's going to love it. Yeah, for sure. Do you want to know the absolute crazy part? Is I feel like I know this woman like we best friends. I have never met my mother-in-law on that side in real life in like 15 years that my sister has dated Tossie. She always lived down in San Diego. I've never met her. She now lives with my sister, but I moved to Texas, so I would have met her naturally being at my sister's house. But we moved to Texas, so she's lived with my sister in their house. But I know everything about her, and she knows everything about me. Yeah. So, story time of summer. Ivan and I went to the thrift store today because thrift stores, I love thrift. I will either go to thrift stores Fridays or Saturdays. I go to a thrift store every week now. Not every week, but I really freaking love thrift stores. Everyone gives me their list. I want a convection oven to be doing sublimation in a convection oven, and I refuse to pay full price for one, even though I can probably afford one. I could expense it from the business, but I won't. I'm going to find one for $5 at the thrift store. I'm going to do it. So I keep my eye out for that. Diane wants a lap table so she can sit and rhinestone while she watches TV in bed in the trailer, in the RV. So I keep my eye out for that. But anyways, we go to the thrift store. So, and Ivan was like, I was trying to get out of the house while he was at the gym, so I didn't have to drag him along. I love my husband. He's the cutest. But I didn't want to drag him I didn't want to go to the thrift store with me because he spends a lot of money. My husband finds all kinds of stuff. But he called me. He's like, what you doing? I was like, we're already on our way out. We're heading to the thrift store. He's like, oh, where are you at? And he's like, I mean, on a country road in the middle of nowhere. Trying to be vague. He's like, yeah, but where? Like, I'm just coming across the bridge of town. I was like, oh, and I can't lie. I'm trying to be like devious, but not lying. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're not there yet. Like, we're almost there. He's like, oh, okay, I'll go park the car at LV Auto. Come pick me up. I was like, dang it. I was trying to sneak out of the house. So my husband goes with me. Anyway, we get to the thrift store, right? We're in the thrift store for maybe 20 minutes. We've been in the thrift store because they have a really big Christmas clothes sweat section. And the kids, I showed them, I was like, okay, this is the section that would fit you. And so they're going through and finding stuff that they love. And it's really, my kids love thrift stores, by the way. Absolutely love thrift stores. Just like me when I was a kid. And all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, a lady screams, fire! And starts running, right? And I'm looking, and I was like, fire? Like in the clothing aisle? Like well, where? And I'm looking like where she was standing. And I'm looking around, like, what was it? And all of a sudden I see little flickery flames. So the woman definitely lit the fire. And it wasn't the fire, it was the reaction to customers, from customers. Like my brain is instantly like, well, normally I have my big tankard of water. Like, I don't have my water. And I like, all you got to do is like stomp it out. I'm looking at people and I'm like, just grab it and stomp it out. Like, just, it's a little fire. It wasn't like a blaze. It was like a little fire that somebody lit with probably a lighter. I'm like, people are crazy, by the way. And I see Ivan start walking and he had his coffee cup. I was like, oh, he's probably just going to dump his coffee on it. He did. He went over and stood at it. And I was like, what was going through your brain? He's like, I was trying to decide, like, was I going to just drop it on the ground and try to stomp it? Or was I going to just pick up the, like, go like this to a bunch of the clothes and just walk it outside and throw it outside? Like, he's like, I was working on, like, what I was going to do because everybody else. But let me tell you, and my kids are just like, because they get the no panic button from me. You guys, I have this weird, I am not afraid of things. My brain is very rational, where my brain's like, I had already in 4 milliseconds determined it's a tiny little fire, and I know where 6 different exits are. I'm like, there's an exit there, there's one behind us. Like, I can get out of this building if I need to, but I'm like, this is not a dramatic screaming. I learned today that not everybody has a rational brain. The amount of people that screamed bloody murder like their life was in peril and they were going to die immediately and running for the door, literally elbowing through people. There was probably at least 30 people. And they weren't just going, oh my God, because I would even respect and understand oh my gosh, and like going for the door. Because I'm like, I would have, if it had been bigger, I would have been moving for the door. They were blood curdling, screaming, and shoving past each other. Like they were looking at a T-Rex that just came crashing through the building. It was like, and just grabbing people and flinging people's bodies. Like we were in an episode of Jurassic Park. And it was a flame about the size of this cup. I did feel good about it in the sense that I was like, well, in the zombie apocalypse, those are going to be people making the irrational, stupid decisions while I survive. Because I'm going to be rational and managing with a calm brain of how to survive this while people are running in circles, screaming, and knocking each other over. I understand. I know that I was raised as my father's daughter to critically think and to stay calm and to manage a situation. And I know that not everybody was raised that way because I've seen people react to a spider. And I know some of y'all are talking directly to you when I say spider because you freak out when you see a spider. But that is a weird fear that we're used to. If I see like Alyssa, she cannot cope with a spider. I was like, what do you think that spider, even if it was a poisonous spider? Poisonous spider doesn't mean you're going to die. Poisonous spider may mean that you have a headache and a really big red bump for a while. It's not going to, like, what? I have been bit by a brown recluse. In my back. Right here. I'm still alive, y'all. You're not going to die from a spider. But I understand that because there's a lot, like, we've had this conversation where I'm like, I know a lot of people get their fears because it's handed down. Like their mom was scared, so they become scared because they see it. And they're like, oh, I should be scared. And it's built in them from learning it. My kids, because I don't have that, I literally, a rat could run across this room right now, right over my feet, go bleep, bleep, bleep across my feet and go in that room and disappear. And you know what I would do? I'd be like, oh, that was weird. There's a rat. It just went in that cupboard over there. I'm going to have to deal with that later and come right back to my life. I wouldn't even react. A spider could, like, I could literally watch a spider come down from the ceiling and land on my shoulder. And I'd be like, oh, and I'd try to put my finger and scoop it up and be like, look, there's a spider. A snaky snake could jump out of a tree and land on me. And I'd be like, woo, just because it would like the tickle. And I would stay calm and just let it fall off my shoulder and be like, oh, that's not poisonous, and pick it up. It would take a minute to make sure it's not poisonous. But I don't have fears of things because I was my father's daughter. My dad is a outdoorsman. My mom is not, but my mom is very calm about things, I guess. But I still listen to my kids. So my kids are just like, look, it's a fire. And Ivan and I are both just standing there, just like, and I was kind of like looking around. Is anyone going to do anything about it? Like, do you guys have a fire extinguisher? Now, the blood-curdling 30 people absolutely losing their minds. And then the woman comes with the fire extinguisher, and my brain was like, no. Get some water. Just somebody with you just need one of these with some water. Because fire extinguishers make an enormous mess. And they're toxic to breathe. And her extreme overreaction to this, by the time she got there with the thing, the flames were maybe this big. Started here. By the time she got there, it was like here. But the level and amount of fire extinguisher that this woman unleashed was like watching a cartoon. And my whole brain, I'm still just standing there going, this is a cartoon show. This is great. Why are those people still screaming? Still people screaming at this point. It was like I was in a Die Hard movie. It's all dramatic. So then me and Ivan are like, whoop, okay, we're going out. So I was like, we don't need to leave. This place it's absolutely enormous. It's like the size of Walmart. It's a thrift store. So I was like, we'll just go shop on that side because they're guaranteed they're gonna open all the doors and get the ventilation system going and get it cruising, and which they did right away. So, but like right around it, like the cloud, the flame was no big deal. The cloud from the massive amounts of fire extinguisher that she unleashed. I know, I felt like, and Ivan was like my Bruce Willis going over there like to save the day. I mean, he just ended up standing there staring at it for a minute. And then the minute that lady unleashed because he was literally 2 feet from the fire. It was not a big fire. And I was like, oh, and my brain was like, oh, he's just going to dump his coffee on it. And you know, he's like, no way I wasn't going to waste my coffee. I was just trying to decide if I should like throw it on the ground and stomp on it or pick up the fire and walk over to the door and yeet it outside. And then the lady came running and panicked. But he's like, when she unleashed that fire extinguisher, first I wanted to knock her upside the head with how much she sprayed it. But then I was like, I don't want to breathe that. We're out. And he literally was like, kids. And he's like, scooped. And he's like, started shoving the kids. I was like, we're not breathing this. Get over there. He's like, babe, you too. I was like, okay, look, I move slow. I'm pregnant. I'll get on the cart. You can drag it. All right. That's my story time. But it was hilarious. I was like, but then also just the craziness of people. There's these people that will just, they're on, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go light a fire in a thrift store today. No big deal. See what happens. Because I was like, there's no way a fire just spontaneously combusted in the sweater aisle. I said, however, we are in the season with all these Christmas sweaters with the Christmas lights on it, with that light up, with battery operated. He's like, yeah, but still, how would that light on fire? I was like, I don't know. I'm just saying there's a possibility in my brain, but probably the lady that screamed fire is probably the one who lit it. People are definitely something. What did you do, Angela? So, Lisa, I will tell you, I have been approached I have been on TV multiple times. I have been approached for television shows twice. I have no interest. One was for a triplet mom show, and it was going to be 3 moms, 9 kids. So it was going to be 3 moms with triplets in San Diego. and us doing adventures to each other. But they realized that there's not really a lot of drama, because I'm like, I'm not gonna, I refuse to fake drama. I'm like, I'm not gonna fake a fight with her. Like, we're buddies, like we hang out all the time. So it kind of died on the cutting room floor, because I'm like, no. But I'm like, it would be funny. I would make it funny for sure, but I'm like, I'm not gonna create fake drama. The second one was for a show that was going to involve me and either my mom or my dad or both my parents at the same time, because it has to do with thrift store shopping, because we're hardcore thrift store shoppers and very handy and rehabbing and crafting and doing things. So what they were going to do was they were going to take a family in need, and they were going to take an interior designer, a carpenter, and then me, my mom, and my dad. And me, my mom, and my dad were going to work with the interior designer, and she was going to say, and the designer was going to like work a room. Like, so let's say they were having a family in need and they lost their house in a fire. They bought this new house, but they have nothing in it, and they're having a baby and they want a beautiful baby room. So the interior designer would say, okay, I need this. I want 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 this. And she would have it designed how she wanted. Then she would give that list to my mom and my dad and I, and we would hunt for everything in thrift stores and garage sales, because the whole purpose is going to be like, rescue, reduce, reuse, repurpose. Like, rescue the family, reduce and reuse, repurpose all the things. And so we were going to find all these items in a thrift store on our budget, and then the carpenter was going to like refurbish them, or we would help we would do some pieces, and the carpenter, if he had to cut and build and add things to it or whatever, and then they would set the room and set the scene and finish the house. My mom was like, and my dad, you guys have never seen have you guys seen my dad on camera? My dad is the funniest guy on the planet, but he's also very calm and mellow. My mom is more like me a little bit. I'm like that. I'm like the kid they found under the rock. I don't fit into my family. I have one cousin that's just like me. We're both loud and blah, blah, blah. My mom, absolutely. She's like, absolutely not. Nope, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to talk on camera. You guys have seen my mom. She's like, hi. You saw him once against his will. Yeah, that's how my parents were. So that kind of pooped out. So, well, it didn't poop out. It went long. It went as far as they were even pulling in. They had the interior designer, they had the carpenter, they had all the people, and it was moving forward. And then the, I don't know what it's called, the production company ended up cutting it. So I never know how I don't know how it works, but because I was a hairstylist, so this is, when I was a hairstylist, I had in LA, I had famous clients and I had clients in the industry, and this is how this stuff comes up. And because I was a hairstylist, there was 3 shows filmed in my salons. One, I was in the background. Can't even remember what the show was called. This is why I don't believe any reality TV, because I see the garbage that's actually happened in the filming process of these. One was where they take a hairstylist from this salon and a hairstylist from this salon, like Podunk Nowhere, and they took the LA fancy hairstylist and they swapped salons. So that happened in one of my salons. The other one was it's Salon Rescue, where Tabitha, I remember Tabitha something, she has blonde hair. They come in and they act like, oh, the salon is in disarray and I'm going to fix it. I actually wasn't in that one because I refused. I was like, nope, because they were faking it. They were going to put hair and dirt and they were going to make it look like this trashy salon. It's like, absolutely not. I will just not film that day. I'm not going to have my name, my face involved in like, oh, she works at this. She's a terrible, she needs help. She needs rescue. I'm like, I'm quadruple booked in Los Angeles on the beach, in the beach city. Like, I'm doing fine. My clients, I'm like, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know what I'm doing for your TV show. So I wouldn't sign the paperwork. So I just had to reschedule my clients for the like 5 days that they filmed that show. Because I'm like, no. The other one, I'm in the background of the other ones because the one, anyway. So yeah. Like, I would do a show that I do a show with you guys every day. Yeah, reality, and I just know from the industry, reality TV is garbage. So that just Kardashians. I have seen 1/8 of an episode. I couldn't get 5 minutes in. It was an episode about her extreme coupon clipping. I was like, that's not real. They're millionaires. There's no way that girl takes time to cut out 8 billion coupons so she gets 40 packs of diapers for $8. Like, there's no way she is a coupon addict. And they were trying to make this whole, and it's only been on one episode, Like, this is stupid. But I already kind of knew it was scripted. Well, I already knew it was scripted. So I knew somebody who dated Rob, the brother. She's a roommate of mine. Did I ever meet him? I feel like I met him at a party. I don't know, because I don't care. And he's like Scott Disick, the one that they always make look like the terrible partner and the horrible husband and like made it really drama. He's like, he's the nicest, kindest, most helpful dude you will ever meet. He's so genuine. And obviously there's marital issues because they're divorced now, but he's like, he is a good dude. And they make him look terrible, but he's like, I don't care if you make me look terrible on camera. I know I'm a good dude in real life, but you're going to pay me how many millions of dollars to be the jerk on your show? Sure. Like, I mean, if a producer actually came to me and says, I'm going to give you $250,000 an episode, but you have to be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy. Me? Can I just do 2 shows? Set for the year? Set for 10 years? But basically everyone that I know that's in the reality, I knew somebody from Naked and Afraid. That was a producer on Naked and Afraid. Like all my clients and it's all scripted. It is all like Survivor. They're not surviving. Like, yeah, they are surviving, but there's like 85 people around them in camp. They're not just like hovering in a bush by themselves, which would be terrifying. Like they're in a bush, hovering in a bush, quietly cold, with 19 cameramen around them. Like, oh, she never married. See, I don't even know because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what the Kardashians are like. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, do you know who's like the most genuine, like coolest person? Well, there's a few of them in Hollywood. Adam Sandler. He is so nice. He's like very real. I had a roommate that was a director, a TV director, and there's a whole league, like sports leagues, for people who are in the industry. You have to either be like a camera crew, you have to be in the industry because they don't want people like gawking with the actual stars. But there's like basketball leagues, and she played on a basketball league with Sarah Jessica Parker and what's her husband's name? Matthew Broderick and Adam Sandler were on her basketball team. And so we were allowed to go as spectators, as invited guests, but we were with the strict instructions that we're not allowed to be weird with actors. I don't know how to not be weird, but I tried so hard. You call your sister-in-law Adam Sandler, but Adam Sandler was just the nicest guy. And she's like, I've worked on set with him in movies and stuff. Like, oh, yeah. Anyway, I could go on about Hollywood forever because I lived in Los Angeles for almost 20 years. It felt like 20 years. It was probably more like 16 years, but whatever. And because I was a hairstylist in the industry, like, so, Mr. Stallone, yes, Man on Fire. Was that the movie he did, Man on Fire? Why does that pop up? That feels like his movie. Yeah, she was she worked with Sylvester Stallone. She said he's and Sarah Jessica Parker. She's and all these people so beautiful. Do you know I taught Michelle Pfeiffer's kids and David E. Kelly, married Michelle Pfeiffer and David E. Kelly. I taught their kids how to snowboard, and I ended up hanging out with Michelle Pfeiffer for the whole day because their kids didn't really want to snowboard. So I would like go up the bunny slope, and we came down like 3 different times. At the bottom, I did talk to her and did that. I'm like, and by the 3rd round, I was like, they don't want to do this at all. Like they're not into this. I was like, but you paid for me as a private like guide lesson, and I said I will keep doing it with them. I will keep my spirits high, and I will keep encouraging them, and we will keep doing this. I said, but they do not like it. Like they are showing zero interest. And this is not fun for them. I said, I can just take them over there and we can build a snowman and do some snow angels. And she's like, that's fine. That woman had not a stitch of makeup on. Absolutely stunning. So when I actually got her as a client for that day, I had no idea. We knew because it's a buzz, like, oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's on the hill. Da, 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 da. And so they're like, we booked you privates today. Da, da, da. They didn't tell me. I didn't know. And I had the kid that I was assigned, and I was putting their snowboard boots on. And I stood up and I went to do work on the other kid, and she had walked up and she started fiddling with the boot. And when I turned over around, she had a baseball hat on, and I didn't know her kids' names at the point, Jack and Rose. And well, we'll never forget this. I was like 7, and I was, I want to see 19 years old. She had a baseball hat on, had no idea who she was, and she talked to her daughter. She said something, and immediately her voice, I was like, I hadn't even seen her face. I just heard her voice. And then she stood up, and that woman, zero makeup on. Absolutely stunning. And very, very kind. And her husband is super shy. David E. Kelly's the producer. Super duper, duper, duper shy. Very nice. Anyway, I can go on and on and on. I like with the whole. The funny thing is, I'm not a person that actually like. I mark it in my brain like, oh, Diane Keaton, very elegant woman. I can't for the life of me keep myself standing. I cannot stand straight. She just like she is very erect. She's very poised, and just so kind. Yeah. And I do. I treat Jamie Presley from you guys. She's in a bajillion things, but the thing, the trailer park one, trailer. There's a show she was in with the trailer park and cracked me up. Can't think of the name of it. She was behind me in line for McDonald's at the airport, and she was very pregnant at the time. And I immediately recognized. I was like, "Oh, girl, you're so pregnant. You can order before me. You need this faster than I do." She was really nice. She's like, "No, I'm okay." I'm like, "No, girl, pregnant thing. You get, as I say, like pregnant parking up front." Yeah. All right, let's do this. Sorry, I got sidetracked with the story about, I don't know how we ebbed in from thrift stores into famous people that I've chatted with. Oh, I was in a sushi restaurant once with my friend from San Diego, and she's from New York, and she's from Montauk, which is where all famous people vacation. Not Montauk, Hamptons. She's from Hamptons. We're all the famous people. So I'm like, this should not be exciting for you. And we went to sushi in downtown LA, and Lisa Kudrow was there. And my friend was geeking out and being so weird. I was like, just go over and ask her. Like, you're making it uncomfortable for everyone. She's like, just stand there. I'm acting like I'm taking your picture. And like, I'm over here, and she's got the camera, and like, this is me. And she's like, I'm taking your picture. I'm like, you're not even pointing it at me. You're obviously pointing the camera. Yeah. Anyway, it goes on and on and on. Ironically, I would actually say I've never met a rude or famous person. They've all been. Yeah, Montauk is right outside Hamptons. Yeah, that's why I said Montauk, because I like Montauk better than Hamptons. There's more. I just think it's prettier, and I enjoyed it more. Because her family lived there. They've lived there since before it was a thing for the famous people. So it was fun to go there in the summertime. Anywho, okay, that's my. But living in Los Angeles and really San Diego my whole life, you just kind of grow up bumping into people. And then being a hairstylist. That was the other one. Being a stylist and owning a salon in like LA. All right, here we go. Sorry, you guys. Storytime. I told you Storytime is coming. Okay, so if you're just coming on, I know there's no crafting happening. We're doing it now. We're actively going to engage in the crafting. Now, you guys have to remember, I don't come in contact with other adult humans other than my husband and the 4 people that I work with. And we all know each other so well. It's not exciting. So sometimes I spaz out because I have no friends. You guys are my friends. So we're just hanging out, chitty-chatting. I don't know who Jan Michael Vincent is. Who's Jan Michael Vincent? You have to give me a show or something, because I don't know who that is. Is it Jean Michael Vincent? I don't know. But I could just see one. I'm going to get my snowflakes. I know I have you guys. It's the best. All right. Let's do this. Airwolf. I don't know what that is. Airwolf. I'm Googling. Jean-Michael Vincent. Jean-Michael Vincent. Oh, he old. Did you see him when he was young? Or did you see him when he was old? Because there's a difference. The world's greatest athlete from late 70s to early 80s. He was. He doesn't look like an athlete. Was he in jail? Because that's a picture of him in jail for sure. Because, I mean, this one, I could see you jabbing him in the ribs. See right there? The one that kind of actually looks like my husband. Well, no, my husband's bigger, actually. But this one, pass. Oh, that's what I said. The young version, I would shove my own rib in your rib cage too. Take you out. But that one, pass. Pass. On that note, have y'all seen Keanu Reeves? He aging well. Real well. Oh, Keanu. Because he was smoky hot. And he's still kind of a firebird. He's in a new movie on Netflix. Was that Netflix I was watching it on? I think it's called Wedding Date or Wedding Destination Wedding or something. I don't know. It was kind of a goofy movie. But I was like, he's looking fine. Like a fine wine. That wasn't like a fine wine. That was like van with all the windows blacked out. Or are you talking about Keanu? You want Bill to land his phone booth on your driveway? Yes. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Keanu was like, and because you hear stories. I've never met him or anything. It's not one of my stories. But you hear what just a genuinely good person he is. Have you seen that TikTok that went viral about a kid that they were out like dirt biking or something? And he went on live with the kid's TikTok and was like, hey, I'm Keanu. I'm just hanging out with da-da-da-da-da. Like, let's get him some street cred. He's out here. And it was like, I'm like, how genuine and cute is that? Sammy Davis Jr. Is that the guy that I've met? I feel like that's the one I partied with. Sammy, let me Google that. I can't because Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar. I partied with him real hard. Sammy Hagar. That's what I've met. I've heard he is. I've heard, and you hear is like good things about Keanu, and I'm like, he's so handsome. Okay, we're putting these are just vinyl. These are leftover vinyl snowflakes that we cut that I used for my tumbler that we're doing the rhinestones on. And so I was like, oh, these are the perfect busy little accent to put on my snowflake cup. Oh, Lisa, I agree 100%. Ian Somerhalder. However, he's like 5 foot tall. I actually know dirt on that. He's like 5 feet tall. And for the shows and movies he's in, he wears platform shoes, like 4-inch platform shoes. Like the costume company, costumers, the what do they call them? They have to like get him platform shoes because he's so short, but he's so handsome. Everybody wants him in their shows, but he's so tiny. They can't find him leading ladies that are smaller than him. Oh, Margaret, that's Chicago. So I know someone who owns a recording studio with Sammy Hagar. So I went with my friend. I didn't know that there was a connection there. And the person that I know was like extremely rich. That's neither here nor there. Other than that he flew us to, we all went, he's like, hey, we're going to Cabo. You want to go party? And I was like, okay. It's back when I was single, between my ex-husband and meeting Ivan. I was like, sure, because I am a lot of fun. I don't need to drink. But I drink with Sammy Hagar. And by drink, when I say I partied hard, that means I probably had 2 cocktails. But that's a lot for me. And I was probably 3 sheets to the wind. But I was with a bunch of people I trusted, and it was fun. But I did not know that there was a connection there. And then he's like, oh, I called my friend Sammy. He's going to fly in. He's with his family, but he's going to bring the whole family, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then he's like, oh, Sammy Hagar. He owns Cabo Wabo. I was like, I don't know. I don't know who Sammy Hagar is. And I don't know what Cabo Wabo is. I learned he is Van Halen. Let's see if I can remember. He's Van Halen. Is that right? And Cabo Wabo is all the bars that he owns, like in all these tropical locations around the world. And he owns a liquor. But also he's super duper nice. You do not need a code, Jerry. It is in today's deals. The 3 for free is in today's deals. You are going to go to today's deals and just add it as an item to your cart. Correct, Van Halen, yeah. Because then I did recognize the music, so I know Van Halen music because my sister was super into Van Halen. So I did recognize it because then we partied in a suite thing above the bar, like, and they had his chef cook us this amazing dinner, and that's where I had my first cocktail and hung out with his wife. His kids were at the dinner, and then they sent his kids on, and then his wife, and we all hung out. I mean, his wife stayed. Him and his wife and I, we were swapping beauty tips. And then I still didn't really know who he was. Like, I knew who he was. Like, and then he was like, oh, and he walked down. There's like a breezeway, and he walked down and he walked onto the stage and picked up a guitar and started singing. And then I recognized the music, and I was like, oh, yes, okay. All right, so I'm just gonna be. That is also the trip where I've done the first time and only time I ever did a drug ever in my whole life. And that, by the way, and how it happened was my friends were like, we're going to stay up all night and we're going to party. So we're going to take Adderall. I was like, oh no, I don't do those things. He's like, no, you just go to the pharmacy. It's just like a pill. It's kind of like taking a caffeine pill. And they convinced me that it was fine. And it's over the counter in Mexico. And it ain't no big deal. I did not sleep for 72 hours. Do you know what happens to your body when you cannot fall asleep? It is horrible. That's why I don't do any drugs. My body does it 10 times worse than what it does to anybody else. But the next morning, after we'd already now been awake for like 36 hours, I finally gave up, and I'd gone and creeped outside and got in the hot tub. And then my friend, one of the friends, and he comes walking across. I was like, Jeff, I haven't slept. My eyes were this big. I was like, I can't fall asleep. My body will not turn off. It's like, yee. He's like, same. And then we had to go through that whole day. Was it another night? Maybe one more night. I'm still like, yee. And then get on an airplane. Yee. Like, it did not wear off for me. You guys and all your Sam Hagar facts are cracking me up. Whoop. So yeah. And it was Adderall. So when I say I did drugs, I just did a prescription drug. I will never. But I now understand why they, like, kids in college get addicted to it, because they can stay up studying for stupid hours, because yeah, you literally cannot fall asleep. Dumb. By the way, this was dumb. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, no, I've never even smoked a cigarette. I barely drink. Me, when I say, oh, I partied hard, that means I had like 2 drinks. Because when you're a lightweight, that is still the same as like somebody who parties all the time drinking 10, because I'm a lightweight. So because I don't drink, so my body, it's the same reaction. Okay, I'm putting one on the butt. So we're just putting our busy little snowflakes on the bottom. But that's also why I tell people, like, I have lived the most bizarre, biggest life for somebody who doesn't do anything like radical, or I'm not important, or I'm not rich. Like I don't do anything. I have wound up in some crazy situations. A lot of it I put to the fact that I was a hairstylist and I'm super social. So like my clients, and I'm fun, and I'll just be like, yep, I'll go. And I would just, anything I was invited to, I'd go. Yep. Yep. Like, hey, we are taking our private yacht to the Bahamas. Would you like to go? We're going to be there for a month. You can come for as many, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the whole month. You can do whatever you want. I was like, I'll take 2 weeks off work and go to the Bahamas on a private yacht. So I did. And it was amazeballs. But like, and you literally stand there and you're like, how did I end up here? It was because she was she was my client as a hairstylist, and she invited me, and so I was like, and I said yes. And I oftentimes in my life have been like, how did I end up here? Same, Raven. And that's what I say. I've had many of the opportunity to be around some very interesting people. But I'm also a person, I like just different people, and I get along with like everyone. I like weird things about people. I like when somebody has an oddity about them, or weirdness to them, or quirkiness that some people might be put off by. I find it interesting because I like people who are not like mainstream, trying to be like everyone else. Yeah, so I tend to get along with people very well. I'm just plopping these snowflakes on. It's not exciting. Like my friend Vicky, when she met her friend Sean, they're now married. I was like, oh, I like him because he's weird. He is such an odd bird not in like a creepy weird, but like they ended up coming out to my house into Texas, and they were here. And he's like, oh, can we go out and see the cows? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, hold on a minute. And he had to go because in his bag, he had packed a little metal detector on a string. He's like, well, hold on, let me go get this. And he comes back and he's got this metal detector. And so then as we're walking out the pasture to the cows, he's dragging it behind us. He says, oh, you never know what cool thing you're going to find out here. I was like, I like how weird he is. I like the oddness. Like you packed a metal detector to come to Texas. Like, yes. Yes. Okay, I put one up here, cut it off just so it just kind of makes it, I don't know, I like it. One more snowflake, one more, and then we're going to move on. Hi, guys. All right, so if you're just jumping in, we are working on this tumbler. Back to the crafting now. We've just been hanging out. We're working on this tumbler. This tumbler, we took instant transfer, a full sheet. We cut off little pieces and stuck them down because I didn't want to wrap the whole thing and cover 2/3 of it with glitter. So we cut pieces and put slivers of it down, and then filled in with foil, adhesive foil. We put tack it down and then put foil over the top and kind of give it a little rusticy edging looking. And then we put tack it down and applied Jinx, the glitter. And so we kind of wanted to make it look like a messy kind of rusticy Christmas look. And then we've put just white. These are just white vinyl snowflakes. Very simple cut. Okay, they were just leftovers from this cup when we used the white to do this. So on the website today, because we have so much new stuff, we didn't launch anything new today, but there are tons of instant transfers. Tons of new everythings. There's a plethora of crud on the website. If you missed out on the swag bag, the overstock swag bags, are up on the website as well. You'll find a listing under today's deals for extra swag bags that we had left over. In case you missed out on one, you can grab an overstock one. There are, there's so much stuff up there, but because there's so much, we're like, you know what? Today people are just going to be grabbing their last minute items going into the weekend. And so we put 3 for free with 35s up there. You can add a 3 for free with 35 to, for every $35 that you spend on the website, you can add one. So if you spend 70, you can add 2 and so on and so forth. They're just, if you've never done a 3 for free, it's just 3 little freebie items. It's a little mystery goodie bag full of 3 freebies. So we got so much stuff in the warehouse that I need to just kind of like move along. We're very full in the warehouse. Noli wants dibs on her scraps. What scraps? Are you talking to me? Noli wants dibs on her scraps. Are you talking to me, Angela? What's scraps? Because if I have a scrap, she can have it. I just don't know what we're talking about. All right. So now we're going to put our instant transfer down. Very Merry Mama. Oh, you know what? I needed a space with no snowflake. I forgot to do that. Where are we going to put this? Right here? Okay, that's going to go right there. Happy Thanksgiving almost, y'all. We're coming down to the wire on it. We went to Costco today to get some of the goodies for serving. Chris is going to be here. Oh, no. I got to go get one more lobster tail. Oh, I don't know if Chris eats lobster. I got to ask him. So we went to Costco to get some of the delights. Well, the scrap pieces of my crafts. Okay. I don't have any scraps. Okay. Good to know. For my scraps are these right now. There's nothing fancy today for scraps. I don't even have paper to write that down so I don't forget. Angela, will you DM me that so I can write it down somewhere? So I make her because I do have some actually that I got to go through a whole pile of stuff that I've cut and moved and I bundled it all together and it's in there. But if you message me just that, I will remember. That will help me remember. Hello. I know. Yeah, we're doing lobster tails and crab. My kids picked it out. My kids are real bougie. I mean, I'm raising them that way because I want them to have a very broad palate and love everything. So my kids will not eat Lunchables. They like, what are those things? The Uncrustables. They won't touch them. Yeah, DM on Facebook, Angela. Because if you send it to customer service, it'll take like 3 days for it to get to me. And then they might not even tell me because they're like, oh, you've been ironing stuff for Christmas presents. What are you doing, Sandy? Are you making me a baby present? So my baby shower is going to be a virtual reality baby shower with y'all. Some of you guys have started sending stuff in. Christina's keeping it all so that I don't peek. And I'm going to do like a live where I open all the homemade gifts that you guys send me because I love homemade stuff. Oh, farts and tarts. Oh, farts and tarts. Okay, I've got to pick one of these snowflakes to take off. I think I'm going to take this snowflake off. When? I don't know. Probably in February or early March when I'm more due, closer to my actual due date. But a lot of you were asking, and I'm like, I could do an Amazon shopping list. But I'm a very sentimental person, and the stuff that we need, other than like diapers, obviously you always need more diapers. But like we're gonna already have like, you know, a bassinet and a pack and play. Like we're gonna buy that stuff. But the stuff that I treasure is I love homemade stuff. Oh, born on the March 19th. We're going to be real close. I think we're going to be the 16th or 17th would be my guess. But I love homemade stuff. Do we have a nursery theme? We don't even have a nursery. Annette, we are 5 people in a 2-bedroom house. This baby's going to be in the corner of my bedroom until she's like 4 years old, and then she's going to get kicked into the room with the girls. No, we don't have a theme. Cute. This is the leftover baby. This is, you know how everyone's like, oh, your first baby, you're like, you get all crazy and da-da-da. And then the next ones, you're like, I mean, I was always kind of, I didn't have a theme with the girls either. No, we don't have a theme. Yeah, we're going to literally have a bassinet in our room, and the baby will be in our room. I mean, to get to building. I know. We don't care though. I don't want a big house. I've had a 5-bedroom house. That's when we first moved to Texas. The other house that we have here in Texas that we have renters in, it's a 5-bedroom house. It's horrible. It's like a pain in the butt to clean, and who needs it? We don't have a plan. We figure we're just going to figure it out as we go. I'm going to be real honest. We weren't really expecting this embryo to take because I'm old and infertile, and my body is like a hostile environment. I say, my grandma Betty, she's named after my grandma. My grandma Betty was up there just side elbowing God, like, you make that one stick. She's a little rascal. She had a little poking stick, and she's just jabbing at God, saying, you kicked that baby in there. Here we are. All right, here we go. Oh, this is cute. I hope this decal isn't sold out, because once I show it to you guys, you're all going to want to go get one. So we're putting Very Merry Mama on here. Oh, I should have moved it over just a tiny old smidgy, because this one's going to overlap. Farts. We're good. We're fine. We got this. I overlapped this vinyl, but what my concern is that when I peel it, that one is crooked too. I need to stop doing this. Putting decals on when I'm live, because I'm trying to go quickly and talk and pay attention and read, it never goes well. It's always crooked. Oh, good. Yeah, it's not there's not a lot of these. I was going to say, because I know it's down to probably like 10 of this decal left. Very Merry Mama. Mainly because Mary Rodriguez bought them all. I'm calling her out. Mary Rodriguez bought like 10 of them. She got like 4. You'll take it as it is. No, this is gonna be my cup, Very Merry Mama, because I'm putting the triplets on it. Okay, and then we're gonna put the Very Merry Mama on the butt, the baby one, to match. Yes, I do make their own. I pack their lunches. I got these really cute little containers, like bento box little containers at a Ross, really cheap, where you can put all the little dips and dressings and stuff in there. And yeah, I make their own. Ow, guys! Nobody yelled avocado. I just stabbed myself a little bit. Oh shoot! What time is it? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Look at me and my husband before we had kids. Look how young we look. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Look how skinny I was. Look how skinny I was. He sent me this today. It's really cute. I don't even know what it is, but it looks like a video of all of our moments. Oh, forgot I put that on the bottom. Well, farts, we're doing it. Very Merry Mama. We're going to carefully overlay this. I hope I don't destroy this. When in doubt, don't do it. But unless you're on camera in your summer and you just go for it. Actually, it's not really messing with that vinyl at all coming up. Actually, after I had the triplets, I went right back down almost immediately to my pre-baby weight because I was breastfeeding and pumping that much that I just 70 pounds just came right off my body. All right, put some the Very Merry Mama on the butt. It's not even either. Okay, now let's put our nomies. We're gonna put our little nomies on. These are all instant transfers, guys. Again, today is the 3 for free day. So for every $35 that you spend on the website today, you can add 1 3 for free. Okay, they're just 3 little goodies from the website because there's so much new stuff on the website. I know y'all are shopping, so I was like, you know what? Let's get these and do these and have a little bonus for the day. We did not launch anything new today. The girls are trying to get very caught up and ahead of doing swag and getting ready for the girls don't work on Thursday next week, so Thursday or Friday. Yes, I am. I actually did not breastfeed the triplets. I exclusively pumped. Because when they would naturally breastfeed, it would take so long and take forever. And because there was 3 of them, it was absolutely exhausting for me. So I had to pump because the pump would do it a lot faster. And even pumping, I was literally attached to a machine every 2 hours. I'm a super producer. I produce over 100 ounces a day. It's insane. It's insane. My body just naturally is crazy and does that. To the point where the hospital actually asked me to pump and donate. And I was like, girl, I'm mentally losing my brain. Yeah. I was like a turnstile, Angela, even with the breast pump. It's absolutely insane. It's going to be just as gnarly with this one because I'm going to still probably produce 100 ounces for one baby, and I'll just pump it all. And I probably will ultimately donate on this round because I'm going to have so much breast milk. Do-do. Oh, how cute is this? Yes. Hi guys, we are just working with instant transfers over our like rustic Christmas tumbler. This tumbler was done using little bits and pieces off of a full sheet of instant transfer print, and then just taking for Pete's sakes, just taking, and so these are just bits and pieces of a full sheet. We didn't wrap the whole thing. Yes, I have all the trinkets. Yep, I can even teach you guys how to do it. It's a very good market to get into with your epoxy art, is doing breast milk art. Yep, it is very popular. You got to get a good dehydrator. Oh, for Pete's sake. Come on. Actually, let's talk about that because that is a very, very good business for y'all. We have talked about it before. Breast milk and ashes. Okay. If you need to work on your skills before you take someone's loved one's ashes. Please, please, please don't take someone's ashes and then try to figure out how to do it. Know how to do it before you take someone's ashes. That is somebody's loved one. If you don't know what you're doing, if you take ashes and then you have to come into the group and be like, how do I do this? That's not going to end well. Don't do that. Practice, practice, practice. Ashes react in epoxy just like sand. So take small batches of epoxy, put sand in it, mess with it, and see how it reacts, okay? So it sinks. It's very heavy. It does get kind of cloudy sometimes. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, here we are. Very Merry Mama, and it's got the triplets on the bottom. Let's be honest, my mom is going to take this cup. She takes everything with the triplets in there. Okay, here we go. The Nomis are sold out, but Very Merry Mama had a few left. But ashes react very similar to sand, and breast milk, dehydrated and powderized, reacts very similar to like a mica powder. When you're doing anything with the breast milk or the ashes, you want to have a really good buffing machine, like a buffer. And you want to be really good at smoothing and buffing your jewelry. Will practicing with ash from the barbecue help? No, it's not the same consistency. Because the ash from the barbecue is just like burnt. It's not burnt bones. It's not broken down bones and things. It's literally just charcoal ash. It's not the same thing. It has a different weight. That would be the charcoal from the barbecue. The ash from the barbecue is going to be more similar to breast milk. But the ashes from a deceased is going to be more consistency and weight and response of sand. Breast milk is powderized. It's going to be like powdered milk. You can even get powdered milk from the store and practice with powdered milk. Now, breast milk is not as valuable. It probably have more if something goes awry. That's got a little gray area of oopsie, I messed up. Ashes do not have a gray area. You need to hit the nail on the head. And that's why I say practice, 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 practice. But when you work with that stuff, you can charge premiums for working with that stuff. But you have to have the skill level to charge those premiums, okay? Like the difference between mica powder and chunky glitter. Kind of. Well, it'd even be the difference between mica powder and glitter, because it's even weighted different. Regular, like a medium fine glitter. But you can take really beautiful, you can make beautiful rings and beautiful lockets and like beautiful charm pieces. I took flowers from my grandmother's funeral and I made charm necklaces for all of my aunts. I just took them off of like just different arrangements that had been part of her funeral. And so it's like a nice memory. It's a nice memento. But whatever you make, keep in mind epoxy will yellow. So doing anything like a super memorial with breast milk with a section of it that's going to be clear, like over many, 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 many years, you might struggle and have some issues. I should do a whole segment. We will do a whole segment. I don't have any ashes, but I can get some sand. A substitute is sand. So if you're going to practice doing the ashes route, go to Dollar Tree, Oh, shoot. I just put my cord in epoxy. Go to Dollar Tree into the floral department and get some sand. They have it in the flower section, the crafting flower section. Yeah, it's not for everybody, but it is a very lucrative business, especially if you are very good at online marketing and marketing through like TikTok and Instagram and building that and keeping up with it and just being consistent. You can make a lot of money because it's a big business, especially if you hone your skills and you can make very like almost like fine jewelry looking stuff. You're cheap and you'll get it from Noli Sandbox. Oh yeah, well if you have a sandbox, I mean, we live on sand. We just practice with our sand. But if you don't have that, then it's fine. All right, y'all. Do you use epoxy or UV resin? You can use both. You can use either. If you're using UV resin, you got to remember the density. You got to do super thin layers. I would use epoxy because I don't want to deal with the potential of it not curing through the density of the ashes or the sand, just like you would have to be worried about doing it with metallic glitter. Yeah. Since we're standing here, let's see. I've got my white. Let's see if I can gather up some rhinestone stuff. Where's my rhinestone glitter? There it is. All right. We got a couple minutes. Let me call my husband because he's not responding. Sorry, y'all. Trying to get a hold of Ivan. Bye, Jane. All right, y'all. Actually, I'm going to dip out because I told Ivan I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I have so much work to do, but I was like, he wants to go to jiu-jitsu tonight. I was like, oh, I can't really do that. I have so much work. But I'm going to try to help him out because he likes to leave at 5:45. And I was hoping he would see my text message and actually look at my text message and respond to my text message, but he doesn't ever do that. He's on his phone all day, but he doesn't actually see or look at my text messages. So I'm going to run up there really quick and let him know he can take off and go to jiu-jitsu because I'm the best wife. All right. I will see you guys next week. My schedule next week will be wonky because my family will be in town. So my lives will kind of be sporadic. And I don't know. I'll get there as soon as I can. I'm going to shoot to be live at 3 every day. Because we have some really pretty stuff launching next week. Some stuff's going on next week. So I will be live at 3. I shoot for it. Do my best. Like today I was like an hour late. Mm-hmm. That's because I got talking and just every day. I'm trying. All right. So I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Grab your 3 for frees today. They will only be up today. They will not be up tomorrow or the next day. They are up for today. And I will see you guys on Monday. All right. Bye, guys.